And welcome back everyone to more of the Let's Play Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Marathon hosted by yours truly, MrESPNozaX. And today it is the final part for Hyper Fighting. After this, we will be tackling 3 Street Fighter games that released in consoles. And I'm of course talking about Street Fighter 2 The World Warrior for the Super Nintendo, Street Fighter 2 Super Champion Edition for the Sega Genesis. I think that right there is going to be a blind playthrough because I never played Street Fighter on the Sega Genesis whatsoever. But then after that I will tackle Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, which is the console version for Hyper Fighting. So yeah. And then after that we'll go ahead and jump back to the games that are released in the Anniversary Collection. So stay tuned everyone. I kind of was figuring out how to do this. Should I just kind of like break down, you know, the games, or should I just do a full playthrough? I thought about it, and I mean, I don't want to drag on Street Fighter 2 for too long because I do want to move on to the other games and stuff. But I was like, you know what the hell, you know, because those are the games I grew up with, you know. Those are the games those were the first 2 Street Fighter games I played, which were, you know, The World Warrior and Hyper Fighting for the Super Nintendo. But should be interesting because I never played the one for the Sega Genesis, so that's gonna be a blind playthrough. So that's another blind playthrough for a Street Fighter game. I think in total, I'm gonna do like at least 3 blind playthroughs in this marathon, so should be interesting. But anyway, there's an interesting story I should tell you guys. I think it was back in, back in 2010. Me, my brother, my cousin, and my mom and stepdad, we went to, I'm pretty sure anyone's familiar with this place. It's called Laughlin, Nevada. It's pretty much like a miniature Las Vegas. This city is just kind of like, you know, filled with a couple casinos and hotels pretty much. It's mostly meant for like people who, I don't know, taking a break from driving all the way to Las Vegas or something, kind of like stay for the night if anything. But it's a pretty crazy place because a lot of like, they do hold like a lot of concert and special events too, so it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so we went there for, I believe, the weekend, and what was crazy, this casino slash hotel that me and my brother always go to was called Buffalo Bill because, you know, it was really hot that day. So, you know, we kind of went to the pool area for Buffalo Bill because the hotel we're staying at, they were remodeling the pool area for the hotel we're staying at. So we just decided, oh, let's go to the next hotel, and they should have a pool there, and they do. It was pretty big. I think it was bigger than the one that we were staying at, but yeah. But again, it was remodeling, so I don't know how that pool looks like now, so I don't know. But anyway, I think after the pool area we found out that we wanted to eat, so, you know, we went to the food court and everything, and then after that we found out that they had arcades. It was pretty crazy. They had 2 arcades actually, you know, by the food court. There was one on the left side and one on the right side. The left side was a much more big arcade, kind of like a miniature Chuck E. Cheese, if anything. The right side was kind of just like, I don't know, like a little area that just had arcade cabinets and stuff. So the left side did have Street Fighter. Actually, I think it had like 3 of them. It had Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter Alpha 1, and Street Fighter 3 the new generation. I think I only played the Alpha 1 because, you know, because at that time I was kind of like, you know, in the mood for, you know, the Alpha series pretty much, so yeah. But then we went to the right side, and the right side had a lot of arcade cabinets that me and my brother grew up playing, which was, you know, Battletoads, the arcade game. There was the Ninja Turtle, the original, the first Ninja Turtle arcade and stuff, and they, of course, they had Street Fighter. But I think it was Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. The thing is, though, it was a pretty weird looking arcade cabinet because it was tiny. I am not kidding you guys. It was tiny. Like, I'm talking about, it was like, I'm talking like the same size of an average height for a 5-year-old or maybe a 6-year-old or something like that. I think it was kind of the same height, like I think it was like at least maybe, I don't really necessarily remember how tall it was, but it was really small to the point where I had to kneel down to play the damn game. So that tiny, and of course I'm like 5'11" and stuff. And me and my brother was just like, what the hell? It was just, it was really just, it was so uncomfortable. You know, me and my brother had to kneel down, and you know, we just, it was too much bass. You know, we kept bumping our elbows, you know, trying to, you know, press the buttons and everything. It was just, you know, really uncomfortable. I think we only played like one match, and that was it. I was all like, what the hell? I was so amazed by this that I literally, after that, I had looked up, you know, like tiny arcade cabinets, and unfortunately, they do exist, and stuff. There isn't a reason why. I could kind of guess why, just in case, you know, kids who can't fully reach like a average size for an arcade cabinet for fighting games can't reach it. So they, you know, made arcade cabinets for them, you know, so they could, you know, play it themselves, you know, pretty much. And it was pretty crazy. So I think that's the reason why they made that. And till this day, I was just really amazed by it. And, you know, I've always wanted to go back just to see if, you know, if they still have it or not. I'm pretty sure they do, but it was just really, really, really weird. But anyway, excuse me. Here, defeated E Honda. So I do believe after this, it is time to face the 4 bosses of Shadowloo. Yes, it is. Alright, cool. Now, this one, since the speed of this game is pretty high, the 4 bosses of Shadowloo are actually much more quicker. Balrog's still kind of like his same, you know, speed, what he usually is in other previous Street Fighter games. But once we reach Vega, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys about Vega later once I reach him. But yeah, but again, I mean, if you guys haven't watched all of the other videos of Street Fighter 2, I'll just go ahead and explain, you know, about the 4 bosses of Shadowloo. So pretty much what you guys want to do is rely on your defense mostly when reaching the 4 bosses of Shadowloo, because, you know, they are a pain in the butt once you play it for the first time. And this is the reason why it literally, you know, ate my quarters up when playing this, when, you know, when I reach them. So yeah, but yeah, rely on defense. Once you find an opening, you know, go ahead, and if your character knows how to throw projectiles, use them. Do not, if you're doing a playthrough and you're reaching the 4 bosses of Shadowloo, do not care what anybody says. Use those projectiles. But yeah, but of course, you know, they could still dodge it. But anyway, here we are, Vega. Look closely at how fast this guy is. Look at that. He is super quick, everyone. I mean, Vega has always been known to be that really quick character. But if you have the speed of Street Fighter hyper fighting really high, then yeah, you will have a really, really tough time. But of course, you know, rely on defense and everything. If your character knows how to do a shoryuken, use it, you know, for anti-aerials. Again, since this is hyper fighting, you could also use the aerial tatsumaki, like I mentioned in the last episode, where Ryu can now do tatsumakis mid-air, so use those as well. I mostly use them just to get out of the way, so you know I don't have to be in the corner. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, once you follow these steps, you know, you'll have a good time. I mean, good time. You'll have an easier way to defeat Vega. So yeah, for first timers, it may be a while, but you know, you'll get used to it. You'll learn the pattern and everything. And of course, be careful when he's climbing the cage. Just go ahead and just move right here and bam, there we go. Not that much damage. So yeah. But yeah, oh my gosh, dude, I just love Vega's song. It's just really great. I just love the stage too. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, I'm really glad that they brought this back in Street Fighter V, because hopefully in Street Fighter V they bring back way more stages than what they did with like Ryu's Street Fighter 2 stage, Guile stage, Vega stage. They brought back Sakura stage. They brought back Bison stage and stuff. I want to see Ken, Chun-Li, Sagat. Oh yeah, well, I can't talk about this character specifically because we haven't reached that Street Fighter. But yeah, I also want to see Sagat stage too. That would be really great. I mean, from the looks of the intro of Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, it looks like they're going to bring it back soon. So yeah. But anyway, here facing off against Sagat once again in Thailand. If you guys notice in the World Warriors arcade, they put a palm tree in the middle of, you know, pretty much the stage. I forgot to mention this. They actually removed that palm tree in Champion Edition and stuff. So you'll kind of notice in each stage for you know, other Street Fighter games, they made they made a lot of changes to the stages pretty much, you know, depending, you know, at what time is that stage. You know, some will be like in, like, I guess in, you know, the afternoon, you know, you'll see the sky blue, or if it's at nighttime, you'll see the sky at least dark blue, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to, because I guess that was, and that time, you know, they still had CPS 1, so, you know, it hasn't really fully developed, you know, the sky. Just what I'm saying. So yeah. But anyway, they here gonna reach the final boss, Bison. Sorry if I sound like I'm out of breath. It is freaking hot. It has been very hot as of late here in California. So right now I'm just doing this because I just have a lot of more recordings to do, and you know, if you guys do watch my videos and if you hear me panting, that's because it's really hot. Just letting you guys right now. It's literally like 11:29 and it's still like 95 degrees. It's freaking crazy. It's been hot. I think the worst it's like 115 during the day, and it was still like 100 something during the night. It was just it's been a really crazy weather, everyone. You know, it's been a really crazy summer for here. But anyway, Bison defeated. As the award ceremony begins, the crowd can be heard whispering, "Where is the champion? Where is Ryu? Where is Ryu?" as his admirers chant his name. Ryu, Ryu, Ryu. Already seeking the next challenge. Ceremony means nothing to him. The fight is all. Gets me every time. Gets me every time. Ryu, what are you doing? You're supposed to not... Ceremony is supposed to not mean anything to you. He just literally like, you know what? I kept running away all the time. Let me just go back and accept this award. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching Hyper Fighting, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting to be exact. Next up, we will be tackling the first Street Fighter game that I have ever played, and that is Street Fighter 2 The World Warriors for the Super Nintendo. I'm not going back to the arcade port, the Super Nintendo. I'm tackling the consoles now. So it would be reasonable, because that's actually the first Street Fighter game, the first two Street Fighter games that I've played, and you know, it should be reasonable to do a playthrough of them. So yeah, I'm not gonna do all the console ports, just some of them, just letting you guys know. But I'm still tackling the handhelds. I'm letting you guys know. But anyway, sorry again if I sound like I'm out of breath. It's just been really hot, everyone. Yeah, it's been crazy. It has been really crazy, and man, I don't know what I do without AC. Hopefully by then the weather will get better, and you know, I don't have to sound like I'm running out of breath. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Mr. ESPNozaX saying good night, good morning, good day. Whatever time you guys are watching this video, I will see you guys on the next one. Alright everyone, bye. And stay cool. Drink a lot of water.